they actually were the forerunners of surgeons, doctors. And the barber pole, as you can see, with the red stripe around, is synonymous with with a practice that they used to do back in days of old, and they still practice today, and that is called bloodletting, where if you had a injury or if you had an illness, they used to bleed you, and you used to hold a pole, and the barber used to touch your arm, and the red scroll on that pole signifies the blood that was let during these procedures. Barbershops also were a place where the secret men's stuff used to carry on. This is where menfolk used to gather and do all sorts of things. They used to talk about the politics, sport, and their wives, of course. And Banjo Paterson wrote a poem called "A Man from Ironbark." Now, Ironbark was a little town in western New South Wales. It's now changed its name to Stewart Town, but that's where he came from, this particular bloke. And the poem goes, the poem was published in the Bulletin in around about the 1860s, and it goes something like this. Was the man from Ironbark that did the Sydney town. He wandered over Park and Dale, and he wandered up and down. He loitered here and he loitered there, till he was like to drop. Till at last, in sheer despair, he sought a barber's shop. Here, shave me beard and whiskers off. I'll be a man of mark. I'll go and do the Sydney toff, way up in Ironbark. Now the barber man, he was small and flash, as mostly barbers are. He wore a strike-your fancy sash, and he smoked a huge cigar. He was a humorist at note and keen of repartee. He laid the odds and kept a tote, whatever that may be. And when he saw our friend arrive, he said, here's a lark. You watch me catch him all alive, this man from Ironbark. Now there were some gilded youths that sat along the barber's wall. Their eyes were dull, their heads were flat. They had no brains at all. To them, the barber passed a wink, his dexter eyelids shut. I'll make this bloomin' yokel think his bloomin' throat is cut. And as he rubbed and soaped it in, he made a rude remark. I suppose them flats is pretty green way up in Ironbark. Well, the grunt was all the reply he got. So he shaved the bushman's chin, and he made the water boiling hot, and he dipped the razor in. He raised his hand and his brow grew black, and he paused a while to gloat. Then he slashed the red-hot razor back across his victim's throat, and upon the newly shaven skin it made a livid mark. No doubt it fairly took him in, this man from Ironbark. Well, he fetched a wild up country yell, might wake the dead to hear. He thought his throat, he knew full well, was cut from ear to ear. He struggled gamely to his feet and faced his murdering foe. You done me in, you dog, I'm beat. One hit before I go. I only wish I had a knife, you blessed murdering shark. But you'll remember all your life, this man from Ironbark. Well, he lifted up his hairy paw, and with one tremendous clout, it landed on the barber's jaw and it knocked the barber out. And he set to work with tooth and nail, and he made the place erect. He grabbed the nearest gilded youth and tried to break his neck, and all the while his throat he's held to save that vital spark. And murder, bloody murder, yelled the man from Ironbark. Well, a peeler man who heard the din came in to see the show. He tried to run the bushman in, but he refused to go. Then at last the barber spoke. It was all in fun, just a little joke, a trifle overdone. A joke, by George! That's a lively sort of lark. I like to catch that murdering swine one night in Ironbark. Well, round the shearing floor, the listening shearer's gate, he tells his story o'er and o'er, and brags of his escape. Well, if them barber chaps that keeps a tote, by George, I've had enough. You know, one tried to cut my blowing throat. Thank the Lord it's tough. Whether he's believed or no, there's one thing to remark. The flowing beards is all the go, way up in Ironbark. Thank you.